Hello, 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 and welcome. Welcome to Rising Mystics Institute. Welcome to Age Ministries. I'm John. In case this is your first time here on our show, here on our program, we thank you for being here. Today we're going to be dealing with astrology. I'm kind of like way behind on the astrology, trying to keep up with other things. We have Age Ministries that we operate and function. We have the Rising Mystics Institute that we do and function in, and so many other things that we're involved with. So I'm kind of behind with the astrology. But today we're going to be dealing with the month of March, and we're going to deal with some of the predictive astrology, maybe a little bit metaphysical astrology, and things of that sort, and just give you some insight into what the heavens are saying at this time. But before we get into the powerful month of March that we're dealing with, we're already just into March here, and so dealing with Saturn, Pluto, and Mars, and all of the wonderful things that's going to be happening in this month, and very powerful things. I want to just let you know that we have an institute, in case those of you that are here, this is your very first time, or in case you may have forgotten. We have what is called Rising Mystics Institute, and I want to share that with you. Last year, I did the School of Astrology, Order of Melchizedek, School of Astrology. It was powerful. It's a 12-month course, and I'm sorry, not 12-month, 12-week course, and it was very powerful. And I want to just kind of show you some of the things that we went through, because we know that some of you wanted to attend and you couldn't. Summertime, some people are traveling for vacation, and plus we wanted to keep the classes kind of small to make it more intimate. But I did promise that we would make it available for those of you that wanted to be a part of it. And I'm going to just show you what we have now. So I'm going to take you to our Rising Mystics Institute and just show you what we have up there that's in store for you to take advantage of now. It'll be just like the live class, and it's going to be very powerful, very powerful. I'm not for sure. Hopefully you can see this. Let me just get back here and make sure. I don't think that is the one. Hang on one second here. I got all of these screens here going. So let me find the one for you that is Rising Mystics, so that you can see what we're doing here. Give me just 1 second. I think I might have to close out a few of these. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, got quite a few things open. Okay, this is Rising Mystics Institute, RISINGMYSTICS, institute.com. And some of you may have seen it. It looks a bit different because we just changed everything. And this is a mystery school. This is an online mystery school. You won't have to travel to Egypt. You won't have to travel to Tibet, the Himalayas. You won't have to travel to South America or anywhere else. You can just go right here into our institute. And what we're doing here is putting a lot of courses together for those of you that want to experience these. And these are from live classes. I believe most of them are from live classes. I would say 95%, maybe more than that, are from live classes where you will get to interact with our students from the Institute. Now, the Order of Melchizedek School of Astrology that a lot of people were interested in, this is it here. And you can get the course here. at your own leisure, you'll go into here and you will just listen to just hours and hours of teaching. This is a 12-week course, and most of the lessons lasted between 2 to 4 hours. So it's very in depth. We call it level one, but it was really beyond level one. And so we dealt with everything that has to do with astrology here in our mystery school. So you will get a chance to experience that yourself. Now, let me just go back here. And if we click on the curriculum, these are some of the subjects that we're going to be going over in the class that you're going to be learning. In module 1, we're going to introduce astrology to you, and you're going to realize that it is biblical. For those of you that are coming from a Christian background or use the Bible and various things like that, we realize that all of us were told that astrology is wrong, is of the devil, is evil. And so we show you in Scripture. The prophets used astrology from Abraham on, well, even before Abraham, but we can show you in Scripture. So we introduce astrology and the short history of it and the Bible so that you can understand that this is not something that is New Age or something that is evil, but something very powerful that I believe the powers that be have suppressed and kept it from us so that you would not learn this ancient prophetic language. Then we deal with the order of Melchizedek connection to this, that you know that Melchizedek is connected with this. Okay, Melchizedek, Genesis 14. We deal with the very science of astrology, that it is a legitimate science, and we prove that. Okay, we teach you to read the glyphs. We teach you how to cast the birth and death chart. It is a live natal chart, but in that natal chart, there's information about the death. We won't really get into that, but we touch on all of those things here. We deal with the mythology and the archetypes and stuff. When we get to the second module here, which is about 4 or 5 lectures, we show you how to literally cast the chart and to understand the anatomy of the wheel within the wheel. You might remember Ezekiel saw the wheel within the wheel, and we deal more with the birth chart, the ascents, descent, sacred geometry, the cusp, and all of that. Teach you how to read the ephemeris online. All of this you will have available for you with all of that with your course. And the third module here, we deal with the expressions, the elements, and the masculine and feminine aspects of the zodiac, the angels of the zodiac, the triplicities, quadruplicities, polarities, and all of those things. You know, we had people take this class in all age group and stuff, and some of the older ones, more mature ones, they thought that they would not be able to grasp this, but you know, God has given me the ability to teach this in such a way where anybody can learn, even a child can learn, and it's very powerful. And all of my students that took this course were able to cast a chart and read a natal chart by the end. Even before the end, by the middle of it, everybody knew how to cast a natal chart and learn how to read it. So we're going to even delve a little bit into sidereal Vedic astrology, take a little peek into that and show the difference between Western, tropical, and show you how to even prophesy with astrology based on the day that you was born, the day of the week, not even the month or the date, but the day of the week. We demonstrate all of that in the class. You will see how to do this, and you will learn how to do this. We show you the interaction of the aspects and the conjuncts and all of these things. When we get to module 6, here, the 6th week of it, I dealt with some Hebrew occult secrets of the wheel right out of the scripture and stuff. It is very powerful. So we dealt with some of the Kabbalistic aspects of astrology, and that's when it gets really deep and very interpretive. And so module 7, I showed my students how to interpret, astrology, how the interpretive part of it, the esoteric part of it, the predictive part of it, all of that. We went over everything, the medical, physical aspect of it. Like, I really enjoy astropsychology. That is where I'm able to look at a natal chart and I can go in the past and I can many times see your family that is in the wheel there. And I can see how things were that may have affected your life for positive or for negative, right? And we can go over those things, and and then correct those things so that you can have the present life and the future that you really want. And that's a lot that deals with astropsychology. So you're going to learn all of this in the course here. When you get to module 8 and of interpreting the chart, we go yet deeper and how to, if you want to develop this as your own skill or as your own business or ministry, we show you how to do this also, and show you how that astrology becomes a portal, that opens up your intuition, the prophetic within you, and all of so many other things. Then we get to module 9. You begin to really just get into this, and this is where you find your power. And I show some secrets that I use to successfully, accurately interpret the heavens. And if you have followed our ministry, for decades, I posted stuff on the website atam.org and showed you what was happening in the world events, solar events, all kinds of space events, world leaders and stuff based on astrology. I've been able to do that. And then module 10, this is where our students demonstrate that and begin to understand the transits. Module 11, we had a special guest, a friend of mine, a fellow Magi, Kabbalist from Alexandria, Egypt. He came all the way from Egypt. He was there, and it just took Kabbalist astrology to the next level. It was very powerful. And then module 12, we just more so did more practice. So this is our School of Astrology, Order of Melchizedek School of Astrology. You might want to share this with everyone that you know that may be interested. And this is online. You can get this online, and with the quality and the depth and the information and the revelation that you're getting here, people have told me, and I have even researched online and stuff for astrology schools and teachings that are there that are going for $5,000, $6,000 or so, and some of the people that have taken our course that knew about astrology or actually had come to me for readings and stuff have said that what I do, that the astrologers that they had gone to doesn't even come close to it with the accuracy and with being able to pinpoint certain things and to just open up various things. Then also in this school here, we have like a Kabbalah. If you're interested in the Kabbalah, my God, this is a very powerful course here that I was able to teach. And I teach it as if you've ever been in any of my sessions or services or anything like that. I teach in such a way where I can take the mystical things, the deep secrets and stuff, and make it very relevant for your life and show you the mysteries and help you to understand where even children do understand. So there's over 20 hours of just deep Kabbalistic teaching. And God has blessed our ministry where we're able to teach on so many different levels and just reach people from various places. Matter of fact, a lot of the facilitators that are here, I'm not the only teacher of these courses and stuff, but we had scientists, doctors, nurses, naturopath doctors, and rabbis, people from various religious backgrounds, and just coming together as the Most High really desire for us to do. And we deal with all kinds of things. If you're interested in altar work, building altars and stuff, I have this powerful teaching and demonstration where I show you how to set up the altar and to do the work and stuff. We deal with like casting spells and magic. We deal with the spells, death, resurrection, and all of that. And when I say magic, I use these words because I think we need to, because religion has told us, especially in Christianity, that, okay, you use certain words, that's evil, that's, wrong. And so I like to help people to come out of those places of fear and really just experience all that the Most High has for us. And what I'm able to do, I'm able to basically tie all of this together, all of my work together that the Spirit has given me, whether it is astrology, whether it is the science of metaphysics, whether it's the Hebrew alphabets, which is another course that is powerful. We had a couple of pastors, prophetess, and rabbis helping me to teach this course, and it is just amazing, just the depth of it. I can guarantee you that you will not hear anything else like it anywhere else. And so, it's very powerful. And let me see, just look at the curriculum here. You will see that we go through all of the Hebrew alphabets and just really show the metaphysical aspect of it, as well as the esoteric and other parts, and just make it relevant for now and why that is important based on scripture. Okay, I'm taking a little bit long time here. The Enochian consciousness, that's another one. Just immortality, DNA, oh my God, DNA and the DNA activation. We have that meditation there. Plus we have a meditation series here that is very powerful, that will teach you how to meditate here. And that is, we do quantum meditation that will help you to really achieve your goals much faster and help you to get to that space. And I'll just add that as time go on, when you sign up for the institute and enter, and you will have your own username and your password. You'll be able to come in and out as you please at your leisure with your course that you got. And from time to time, we will add to those courses and stuff. And so not all of them, but many of them we will. And here's another one, Cosmic Abundance and Money. This is very powerful. There's 7 lectures in here that I did, and we deal with quantum abundance and the parables and just money magic, and just really sharing some things that I'm sure that most of you have not. Maybe I would almost say they probably have not heard before. It's not that I'm the only one that know these things and stuff, but I know that Spirit is revealing some very powerful things to us. If you have a men in your life, that are struggling with issues, anger issues, or whatever, you need to get this, take this course, or get them to come to this course. This is inner engineering, and so it's very powerful. And we have some very powerful men along with me that we're sharing here, and just being very real, very raw. So if you're not used to transparency, if you're not used to being told the truth straight on, it may not be for you. Matter of fact, most of these, may not be for you, because what we do is blow the lid off of religion. We jump out of the box and we destroy the box so that we can't go back in. Supernatural and the phenomenon. There's a lot of teachings on this, and teaching you how to experience this. And there's over 16 hours of really in-depth teaching of the paranormal and various things, and other people coming on, sharing their stories, scientists and other people. So it's powerful. And the last I'm going to just touch on before I get into this, did not mean to go this far, but is elementary school. So if you feel that, okay, well, I'm still kind of like at the elementary level of learning things and stuff, we have just like over 40 hours so far added to this course here. Of teachings where you will even see live deliverances take place. So, even though I'm a mystic, people say magi, prophet, whatever, we yet do deliverance, we yet do healing work, energetic healing, distant healing right on the platform. We see that oftentimes. And so you will see many of those things taking place in the live classes, even people being filled with the Holy Spirit, just powerful things taking place. And so there's something here for wherever you are in your spirituality, and you're wanting to grow and wanting to learn more. And so we invite you to take a look at this website, risingmystics.com. Now let me close this and get off of here and get to our astrology. All right. So there you go. You have it. Now I've done it. Okay. So, all right. I want to get to the month of March. We're in the month of March. And as I said, I apologize. I'm a little bit late behind things. We had some technical stuff going on. We made video, and then some other stuff was going on, and then we did it again. And so, but this time it is working. It is working. And so we're going to just get through this. And I want to just share with you some things. I'm going to share 2 charts that I've cast. And I'm going to kind of toggle between them just so that you can understand what is being said and what I'm sharing in this. And I believe it's going to be very powerful for you. I got my notes here, and so you can keep me on track. Otherwise, I will just go off and just be talking and talking and talking. So I'm trying to limit myself here. Okay, March 7th, there was a full moon that was in Virgo. And I'm going to just put this chart up here. I don't believe this one might reflect that date. I didn't want to put too many charts up to just overwhelm you with all of this information here. And I'm going to more so just talk, I think. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I believe you should be able to see that. Okay, and so this is the full moon. Yeah, that is the full moon that is in Virgo. You see here, this happened on the 7th. I believe we're a day past. That's okay. And so because the energy is still here, this is the full moon in Virgo. And so you have this here. You see the sun here, and you see the moon here opposite. So that is the full moon at March 7th. And you notice here that they're both at 16 degrees. And I always look at the degrees and stuff when I'm reading a chart, because there's so much information within it. As the scripture says, day unto day utters knowledge, night unto night utters speech. The heavens declare the glory of God. That word declare itself, it means to prophesy, to speak forth. It also means to number out, to set in a language of numbers. And so the degrees that these celestial orbs are in is very powerful, the degrees, and it helps bring in numerology. As I said, that astrology, what happens with it, especially with me, it opens portals for intuition, the prophetic, numerology, all of that just get activated within me when I start to look at this. And this is what I teach, and I teach my students how to look at things. And so we see here 16 degrees here. All right. Okay, you see that of Pisces. And then you see that the full moon was 16 degrees of Virgo. Okay, so we have these two 16s here. And I want to just show you something here. Now, 1 plus 6 is 7 when you're using Pythagorean like type of method of getting to things. And so we have the number 7 here. First of all, we have 16, and then you have 16 there. Now, if I were to go to the 16th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, that would be this here. Ayin, ayin, that is the I, that is the I, that is the I, that is the IC, the IC. You see that I there? I'm emphasizing that. And the numeric value is 70, which reduces to 7. Okay, so now what I'm showing you here is that when you're moving in the prophetic sciences, that everything is interconnected. Everything is interconnected once you learn how to read and once you learn how to see the heavens, the earth, the Hebrew alphabet. This is why we teach on the Hebrew alphabet and the meaning of them, because it is so prophetic. I can take the Hebrew letters of this. Let me find this here. I use these cards here of the Hebrew alphabet. This is how I taught my kids, like, how to, to learn the Hebrew alphabet. But I can take these cards here and I can do readings. I can literally do readings. I can shuffle these cards here, because the Hebrew alphabet, they are a language of light and fire. A language of light and fire is a very powerful spiritual language. So I can take these cards here, I can pull a card, and I can do a reading. I have done that many times, like for people. And so that's why I am connecting this with that, because when I see a number and a degrees that is in the heavens and stuff, I know that I can also find some more information if I look into the Hebrew alphabet and look at the number of that. So we have the 16 here, the 16 there, and it is showing us that we are to be looking out for something. But just before I get to that, I want to show you here that the 1 plus 6 is 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. But then you'll see right here, there's Mercury that's at 7 degrees. So we have these 3 sevens that is profound in the heavens, that this number in this numbering system, because we have the book of Numbers in the Bible, right? And that's where numerology is. A lot of people don't realize that, but all of those numbers that you read in the book of Numbers is about spirituality. It's about numerology. It's about understanding and understanding what they mean. It's about other things also, but it's a very prophetic language. So you have at this full moon that took place just the other day, that you have that the 7 is pronounced here. 7 is the number of completion. It's the number of maturity. It's the number of fullness. It's the number of perfection and all that. So you have the 777 there. So that's a big sign to me saying that the universe is saying to us to start to watch out. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here for you, and I'm going to come back to that. But here it is. Here it is. Here is ayin, 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 to see, to watch. And so we're coming to a place of clarity that the heavens are basically telling you. That's one of the messages here, that you gotta open up your eyes. You got to open up your eyes. Come out of the illusion, come out of the deception, come out of the disillusion, come out of all of that that would seek to pull the wool over your eyes. Don't allow things to pull the wool over. Don't allow people or situations to pull the wool over your eyes. That's what the heavens, one of the things that the heavens is shouting to you. Ayin, see. Allow that third eye to become open to see and to understand what is going on in your world, not only in your world, but in the global situation. And I'm going to show you this again and show you what is happening here and how it is so important. Now, back to this. Here we are. Okay, so we have this chart here. Now we have that going on here. So we have the full moon, and the full moon is in the 6th house, which is the house of Virgo. And so what does that represent? Okay, the 6th house, the universe is basically inviting you and telling you and encouraging you that you need to pay attention to your physical health. So the full moon, the moon being full, is shining light on the 6th house. The 6th house represents your health. And so pay attention to the little signs that may be springing up. Don't become worried about them or overexcited about them, but pay attention to them and to do what you need to do to purify and cleanse this house. See, because the sign of Virgo, which is the 6th house, it represents cleaning. It represents purifying, purging, cleansing. It is about being very detailed. And so this full moon is telling us to look at the small things, look at the details, look at your health and change the things in your body that need to be changed so that you can live a long, healthy life. It is also saying that even if you come up with some diagnosis, if they give you a diagnosis, something shows up in your blood or on an x-ray or whatever, don't get overly concerned about it. See it, take it for what it is. Take it to the Most High, because He is Yahweh Rapha. He is Jehovah Rapha, the Lord God that heals. But the heavens are saying that. Heavens are also basically saying to detoxify the body. So the light is shining on the 6th house, the physical body, the health and all. Begin to detoxify. Let go of those things in your life, in your body that you don't need, the things that can cause illness, sickness and disease within your body. Give up some of that food that's not good for you. And because the way the heavens are moving and the energy that is there is saying that if we don't make the changes and pay attention now, later on we might wish we had. Okay, and so the heavens are always speaking, the Spirit is always speaking and warning us in advance. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit has to say. Okay, the 6th house is also the house of service, the house of service. And so the universe is also saying, God is also saying, how is your service to other? It is putting a spotlight on it. It is basically telling us, not to be self-centered, not to just be focused on ourselves and me and my and no more, me and my four and no more. But how are you serving others? Start off in your home. How are you serving your husband, your wife, your children? How are you serving those in your immediate surrounding? Your job, your employees, how are you serving? What are you giving? What are you presenting? The heavens are shining a light on that and wanting to bring balance into that. Okay, this 6th house also has to do with pets. Watch your pets. Pay attention to your pets and what may be going on within them. Even physically, if you have farm animals and things of that sort. See, the heavens talks about everything. And so he's shining the light on those things. In other words, don't allow something small to become something major. Don't procrastinate and let something get out of control, whether it's in your body, whether it's in the relationship, whether it's in the animals or whatever, but deal with things now. That's basically what the heaven is saying through this. Now, just to move on, and as I said, I'm not putting up all of a chart for each point because that would be kind of overwhelming. But you see Saturn here. Saturn here on the 7th was at 29 degrees. And so it was actually moving from Aquarius, this squiggly line here, this is Aquarius. It's been in Aquarius since March of of 2020. Matter of fact, those of you that follow our writings on atam.org, right when COVID came out and the president and others were saying, oh, this will be over within a few weeks, a month, or whatever, I said just the opposite. And I posted it on the internet because I could see it in the heavens. And I said it would be 2.5 years to 3 years before this is phased out. How did I know that? Because Saturn had just moved into Aquarius and some major things had happened in the heavens to show us that a pandemic was here. Matter of fact, I had announced the pandemic 2 years before it happened. It's on video. And I told about it. I saw it, based on the movements of the heavens. Okay. And so anyway, 3 years ago, when Saturn moved into Aquarius, I'm going, no, this thing's going to be lasting from 2.5 to 3 years. And we posted that. If you go to look at some of our writings around March 20th and after on the website, atam.org, you will see some of those writings that deal with the pandemic and other things and what was going to be happening. And so now Mars, Saturn, hopefully I didn't say Mars, but Saturn was moving there. And so Saturn was at 29 degrees. It is at its end, the last phase of that. So now it has moved into Pisces. So the time that you're hearing this, Saturn has moved into Pisces. There's been a shift in consciousness. Something else is taking place on the planet. And so Pisces is a water sign. Pisces is a water sign. And we find that Saturn, he rules over Earth sign, right? Rules over basically Earth sign. He's kind of mixed with Aquarius and with Capricorn, but mostly the Earth is the sign that he's the ruler over. And so now he's moved into Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune. So we have water and we have, Earth kind of like, right? And so there's a little bit of different dynamics going on there. I'll just say it that way. And so here's the struggle that the heavens are basically saying to you and I, or the challenge you might say for you and I over the next 3 years and stuff. And that challenge is going to be to be able to set boundaries for yourself and for others, and at the same time allow that level of fluidity that you need in your life to do certain things, not putting yourself in a box or anything like that, but setting the boundaries that are necessary. Because see, Saturn brings restrictions. Like for the last 3 years, we've been in restrictions. You had to wear masks, you couldn't travel, you had to be in your house and all of that. And so that's how I knew, like I said, it was going to be taking place, how long it's going to be taking place. And then now it is moving into Pisces. And so the heavens are basically saying there's a different type of restrictions. We want to look at this more personally and dealing with the personal things in our life and dealing with setting boundaries for other people. Setting boundaries for other people that are in your life, in your world and stuff, and just really just sticking to that so that you can flow like the rivers and like the waters of Pisces, so that you can flow like the waters of Pisces. All right. Now, just to deal a little bit with this, the house of Pisces, which is the 12th house, that is the end of the astrological year. So you are here while the sun is in Pisces. Now Saturn has moved into there. And so you are at the end of the astrological year. This is the time of consummation of things for you in your life. This is a time of bringing closure and bringing an end to certain things in your life. That's what the heavens are saying to you. Okay. And let me just move on. Otherwise I'm going to take too long. Pisces also represents dreams. It represents visions, and on the positive side. Now the shadow side of it represents illusions, represents deceptions, represents things that are not just really the way that they appear to be. As a matter of fact, you'll find that a lot of people that may have a strong Neptune in their natal chart and stuff, they might struggle with alcohol. They might struggle with drugs or drug addiction or pharmaceutical drugs, having to be on those things. They're things that will get you out of your mind into other spaces, not necessarily positive, right? Okay, and so now we have Saturn that is moved into the house of Pisces, and Saturn is about growth. Growth. And so, what the heavens are saying to you is that use this time, especially over the next 3 years, to grow. Grow your dreams, grow your visions, grow those things that have been planted within you, and bring them to maturity. That's what it is saying here. I'm going to just shut this down here and just talk to you here. Okay, and so Saturn now in Pisces is saying it's time to grow. It's time for you to grow up spiritually. It's time, because see, Pisces also rules the realm of religion slash spirituality. Okay, and so Saturn is there to help you to grow in your spirituality. He is also the teacher. He's there to give you lessons, and sometimes the lessons are not easy lessons, but they are challenging lessons. And so allow these lessons to come into your life and allow yourself to grow into mature, because the heavens are, that's what they are declaring. Allow yourself to go to the next level. Don't keep yourself at elementary school when you should by now, as the apostle Paul, the writer of Hebrews, says. He says, I'm tired of going over these basic things with you, teaching you about laying on of hands, baptism, repentance, and all of this stuff. He says, by now, you should be going on to maturity, to perfection. Read that. That is in the Bible. Hebrews chapter 5, the last few verses, and Hebrews chapter 6. He says, let us now go on to perfection, and get rid of all the elementary stuff. And so that's what Saturn is basically saying to those of us that are spiritually on this path. It's time to move on. Saturn is about responsibility. Taking responsibility for your life and the things that have been given to you. Saturn is about maturity. Again, it's about setting boundaries. Okay, it's about discipline, living that disciplined life, becoming a disciple. If you are a spiritual person, become a disciple. Saturn is about impartation of wisdom, allowing wisdom to come forth within you. Saturn is also about harvest. So if you have been sowing seed, whatever type of seed, whether it's money or whatever, over the next 3 years, this is a time where the heavens are basically saying it's a time of great harvest for you. Okay. But Saturn is also about karma. What goes around comes around, and we're dealing with, whether it is negative or positive and stuff. So we want to just focus on the positive here. And if there's any negative stuff, you need to get that, in the Christian terminology, honor the blood, get rid of those things, clear those things out, deal with the people, the relationships that you need to deal with, because we're just at that time now where Saturn will be bringing about those things here. Okay, so just to move on, and as I said earlier, Saturn in Pisces, the shadow side could represent like disillusion, could represent illusions, could represent deception and not seeing things clearly. But we have this Ayin here that we talked about earlier, and where the Spirit is saying that use this time so that you can see and know exactly what is going on in your life and in your world. And also, I'll tell you here, with the other events that are coming up in this month, on a global situation, there's more exposure that's going to be taking place and wonderful things that's going to be happening. But it will shake up a lot of people's paradigm, because see, a lot of people like fantasy. They enjoy their fantasy. They enjoy their make-believe world about the political system, the banking system, the religious system, the educational system. They enjoy the fantasy about their country and everything. But everything is yet being uncovered, and everything is going to accelerate in this month of March here. Okay, on the 20th, there is an equinox. Okay, there is the spring equinox. Okay, so that's another power date here that is taking place in March. Okay, that is like the birthing. That is your new birth. You begin the new astrological year. So right now, while the sun is in Pisces, we're at the ending of an astrological year, and we're about to come into a new astrological year. And so the heavens are basically saying, prepare for new things, new and wonderful things happening. Matter of fact, when the sun moves into Aries, the very next day is going to be triggered by a new moon in Aries. Okay, so you're going to have the sun, you're going to have the new moon in Aries, then you're going to have Mercury, you're going to have Jupiter, and you're going to have Chiron. You're going to have 5 planets there in Aries. That's called a stellium, where you have a mass of planets. So that's a whole lot of energy that is coming forth in this fire sign, the fire sign of Aries. A whole lot of energies. And for you Aries people, you need to capitalize on this to get going spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, because it is there with Jupiter yet blowing up, Aries. And if you've looked out into the sky, especially over the last week, you've seen the conjunct between Jupiter and Venus there, they were close at 12 degrees. Both of them were just very, very close. That was an unusual, rare conjunct. They're yet conjunct out there now with Chiron. And so that is the power to heal. Chiron is, they call the wounded healer, or the sacred healer. That is the healing power that is being amplified within you to bring healing to yourself physically, emotionally, or financially, or whatever. So the power is out there. Capture this energy. Bring these blessings and all of these wonderful things into your world, because Jupiter is announcing it. That's the largest ball of energy out there in our solar system. And Venus is there, just complementing with that. And so we have that going on. So as I say, when we get to March the 20th and the 21st, things are going to be really, really interesting, because of the power that is happening out there and how it will be affecting things on the earth here. Now, I'm going to just kind of like move on a little bit and backtrack at the same time, if I can, because I jumped to the 20th because I'm yet dealing with certain energies that will be manifesting there. But before we get to the 20th and stuff, around, say, the 14th and the 15th and stuff, there are going to be some movements that's going to happen, like with Mars. Now, Mars is in Gemini now. And I've been telling people since last year, October, I think it was around October 30th, that Mars moved into Gemini. Gemini is the house that represents communication, represents travel, transportation, social media, things of that sort, transportation and things of that sort. And Gemini is an air sign. And I had been seeing not only astrologically, but had been seeing in visions of air crashes. And we've been praying about that. Our group, on the Zoom and the Rising Mystics and stuff, we've been praying against those things. And so we've had a few that have taken place. But by the 15th, and on to like the 25th, Mars will be coming into the last degrees while it is there in Gemini. And it goes into a space, astrologically speaking, that is like out of bounds. That means extreme. And so Mars is a fiery planet. It is a fire planet. It represents aggression. It can be positive aggression, or it can be negative or volatile, very destructive. And so when it goes into this out of bounds situation, that means that extreme things will happen on the planet here. Okay. Now I told you that it is in Gemini, but it is moving, and it is coming to the end of that. Of the Gemini sector of the heavens here. And so what I'm saying is that we are praying, and we have been praying regarding problems with crashes, air crashes and things of that sort. Matter of fact, this year so far, because I kind of watch these things as I watch the heavens and stuff, we've had about I think there's been six to seven near air crashes, like in this country, major air crashes. I'm talking about like plane loads filled with people and stuff. And so we're at the time where that energy is increasing, especially between, say, the 13th through, say, the 15th, 16th of March. That energy will peak again, and then it will peak again around the 23rd through the 26th of March, and the peak date would be like the 25th or around there. Okay, and so just keep those are watch dates. Those are watch dates. So the 23rd to the 27th, say, are the most vulnerable days for major air disasters, whether here or whether abroad and stuff. So we like to pray over these things when the Spirit of the Most High shows us. And we have seen, if you followed our ministry, we posted time and time again of what we saw was going to happen, and then we have prayed and covered it, and then you would see maybe it didn't fully manifest or it almost happened, and it was right in the dates that the Spirit had said it. And we've done this for decades, and so we're giving you this now again, just showing that energy is there between the, say, the 14th, 16th, and 23rd through the 27th. Of that type of energy will be manifesting. Now, okay, just going a little bit further with this Martian energy and what is happening there. Let me look at my notes here. And so around, let's see here. See, Mars went direct on the 12th of January, and where Mars is now, when it gets to, like, say, around the 24th, 25th, it's going to be in the same position where it was on October 30th, okay, and moving forward, building up momentum as it starts to phase out of Gemini and into Cancer, all right, and so which is going to give us other things to pray about, because with this energy on the move like this. Now, just to back up a little bit, Mars has been in Gemini. I told you that Gemini represents transportation and things of that sort. In this country, and you can even look around the world, you have seen like train crashes. You have seen all kinds of things. We've had about, I don't know, maybe 3 train crashes just in the last few months or so, several months or so here. And if you're looking into the heavens, you can read and you can see what is happening there. We've had the chemical spills that has happened as a result of the train crashes and stuff. And so that is another influence. We know that there are other forces and people behind what is going on here, but the heavens are announcing and showing us ahead of time that, okay, watch for these things, pray for these things, pray about these things, that they are covered. Now, so also we're coming into a time where especially toward the end of the month, toward that, say, the third weekend on, where there could be more volcanic activity and earthquake activity. Volcanic and earthquake activity. I'm talking about, when I say earthquake activity, I'm talking about similar to what happened in Turkey, just about a month or so ago and stuff. And we had been announcing major earthquakes, be praying, because we could see major earthquakes, didn't know exactly where. So now we're moving back into that, to that type of energy. We're on the planet that there will become a series of that, okay, and this is starting in the month of March. Okay, a lot of power, a lot of things are being moved within the earth, within humanity. And so the earth, the physical earth itself, is reacting to the movement, what is happening within you and I, what's happening within humanity, the volcanic eruptions and things that will be taking place. That's the stuff that is deep, deep within us that need to come out. We need to let it out. We need to get rid of it so that we can heal, so that we can move forward. Okay, and let me just see where I am here. All right, so now when Mars moves into Cancer, let me just pull up a chart here and kind of show you this. Okay, let me see if it will allow me to do this here. Let me get out of that and then try it another way. Okay, give me one second here. Don't want to move this. Here we go. All right, I got to pull up that chart. Okay, so I had it a little bit. Okay, all right, we're almost there. Got to find where the button is on these things. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to just share with you another chart here. Okay. Now, this chart I cast is actually for the 25th of Mars, not Mars, of March, 25th of March. I should drink some water. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. And you can see here that Mars has moved into Cancer at 0 degrees there into Cancer. Okay, I just wanted to show you that and what was happening. But you can also see as we come to the end of the month of March, we yet have a stellarium. Look at this. You have all of these planets that are lined up in Aries. It's very powerful. And I'm not going to even get to talk about what is happening in Taurus. But we have all of these planets that are just grouped together. So there's a lot of power that is out there. And I'm pointing out Aries because Mars is the ruler of Aries. And it's the fire element. That's that aggressive force. And so I'm going to just say to you that, the war efforts that they're doing, the war efforts, I guess that's a good way to say it, that they're doing over there with in Ukraine and stuff, you're going to see an acceleration of things, and you will also probably see some other things break out and some other conflict between China and Taiwan take place. Matter of fact, just before and after Mars moves into Cancer, there is a, I'll say it this way. I don't want to just say this going to be, although I know many times, but we can pray about things. There's a strong possibility of a ship being sunk. Okay. There's a strong possibility of like war on the seas, like submarine activity. I'll say it that way. And there's a strong possibility of more than one ship. It could just be military. This could also represent some other ship, big ship with a lot of people lost at sea, because the heavens is basically showing me this here. And it's also just the way, I'm not going to read to you. It would take too long to go through all of the aspects where Mars is hitting here, and that is confirming what I'm telling you and what is going to be going on here. And plus you have this stellarium that is there on the positive side, the light side, for especially Aries people, a lot of positive energy there that you can capture to make your dreams come true and to launch you forward in every aspect of your life. People that may be off balance or so for whatever reason, chemical imbalances or other things and stuff, they may have some challenges. They will have some challenges, So you want to be aware of people that are off balance. And in this country here, well, all around the world, I've looked at world news. You've seen over since this year started, there have been so many just senseless killings, violence, and involving like weapons, like guns and things of that sort. Why? Mars. Mars, that influence that is there, that fiery influence that is there, as people that are off balance are being triggered by that. And so it's going to only get, worse and exaggerated for many people that are off balance. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are balanced and that you are functioning the way that you should function in that. So I have the doorbell ringing. I am not going to answer it. So, because I can't pause this. So, all right. So now we're going to just go on here, and we find that, let's see, this Mars in Cancer represents, also can represent some major water events. You're in the year of the water rabbit. We talked about that at the beginning of the year. And this is why you've had a lot of snow. You've had a lot of rain worldwide, because we're yet in this season of the element of water, just like last year. And we told you at the beginning of the year, this is the year of the water rabbit. So there will be a lot of, events regarding water, storms, and various things that is happening. We're in this until probably around like the first 3 months of next year, that will be yet manifesting. So I think I'm going to kind of just wrap this up before I get to, well, I got one more point. March 23rd. We've talked about this before. Pluto moves into Aries. Pluto moves into Aries, and that is very powerful. I'm going to show you this here again, and I'm just going to ignore that. I have no idea who would be coming here at this time. So please forgive me for ignoring that. And let's see here. We will get to here we go. Let me see if I got the right one up. Yeah, here it is. Pluto into Aquarius. If I said Aries, forgive me. I'm being distracted. Okay, Pluto into Aquarius here. All right. That is a big sign there. That is major what is happening, and it's going to be there for 2.5 months. Then it's going to back up and go back into Capricorn, and then it's going to come back again. And then by the end of 2024, it's going to be there for 20 years, further announcing the age of Aquarius that we're in. Some wonderful things going to be happening. But as this is happening, this is going to trigger some major things in the heavens, such as solar flares, okay? Again, earthquakes and other things like that. Matter of fact, on the earth, it can also, and in our world, it could create power outages and other things. And so we'll talk more about that as the time comes for that. So I want to just leave you with that. That is the month of March that we've covered for you and giving you things to meditate on, things to think about, things to pray about, and to realize that this is a very powerful month and that you are moving forward, and to keep that spiritual eye open. Ayin, the 777 that is being announced out there in the heavens, and encouraging you and I to just move forth in what the Most High have for us. Check out our mystery school online and become a part of that if you can. You will enjoy it. You will learn so much. Your spirituality will completely just take off. So we thank you for sharing this time with us. And let me just find this little okay here. And